5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz, joined today by Bill Montgomery. He is with an organization called Prime Motivation. And I am so glad you're here. We know each other through a local elected official, and he sings your praises. And so I want to talk about your work and the work of the organization.
Sure.
Before we talk about your work, and you brought props, which I love, let's talk about the kids. Because, look, I've been covering education for over a decade, and I remember, in the 90s, even in the 2000s, we were so focused on get every kid to college. They got to get to college.
Right.
For the right kid, amen. But not every kid is necessarily going to a four-year college.
Correct.
Talk us through that.
Yeah, well, basically, 63% is not going to go, and one of the things that I come to know and realize is that it's just knowledge. They don't really know where to go.
Right.
Or they may not want to go.
And the reality is that even for some kids who go to college, for whatever reason, they may not finish because the program wasn't the right fit, or some kids may not matriculate at all. And so what we need to do, in my humble opinion, is we need to provide pathways for students if they may not be college bound. And I talk about this, and I recall that whatever one may think of the new administration in Washington, what we do know is that the new president has talked about bringing jobs back, and manufacturing jobs, and automotive jobs, and not having production in Mexico, but having it back in California and Michigan, and et cetera. So your program may be timed extremely well.
I think so. I think it's good timing. As you know, the Los Angeles LA Unified School District is the second largest in the world, only
Right.
being second to New York.
Right.
But we have the most cars.
Right. And we're on our way.
Right.
Yeah.
And you talked about why I think the cost of college is very, very expensive, and that's another reason why I think a lot of kids don't go because of the cost. And we have some community colleges, Brad, that are right down the street, and a lot of the high school kids and teachers, they don't even know they exist.
And the brilliance of your program is that you are working to marry the kids with the community colleges with their programs, specifically in the automotive space.
Correct.
And I mean, at a minimum, you are working with 9 community colleges with these programs, many of them in the Inland Empire. But you're starting to branch out. I mean, you have some in Los Angeles County as well.
Absolutely. We got a meeting with Michelle King on the
new superintendent of LAUSD,
and we're hoping to be able to do more. And it's exciting times right now, and we're looking to get the word out. And thank you very much for having us here,
course.
because it's all knowledge and how many people you can let know what's going on.
But let's talk about what you're doing, because I think it's important that people understand the depth of your program.
Sure.
So, look, there are a lot of kids that are what you call them gearheads. I mean, they love to kind of tinker, under the hood. They may not even realize that the community college down the street has an automotive program that will get them a degree, a certificate, but more importantly, a job. And so you are engaged in literally conducting educational tours for these automotive programs. Look, sure, we can send some of our kids back east to tour the Ivy Leagues, but not everyone's going to the Ivy League. So let's tour these kids who are gearheads and show them what Mount San Jacinto can offer, San Bernardino Valley College, College of the Desert, Victor Valley, Riverside, Barstow, Copper Mountain, Palo Verde, Southeast Occupational Center.
And there's a lot more. That's just one thing. And again, we need some partners. We need some more supporters to help us get on more campuses, Brad. That's the whole thing. We want to do more. We have the talent. We have the recipe, if you will. We can do more.
But let's talk about what you're doing now. I feel your desire to go to the next level, but you're doing good stuff now. So I want to talk about these tours, these educational tours, which have been going on. I mean, they're still going.
Correct.
Tell me about it. I mean, have you been on these tours?
Absolutely.
What do you see in the eyes of these kids?
I see excitement. I see passion, I see hope, I see the want and desire to be, the Ken Blocks, the Chip Fooses, and all this.
And let's talk about some of these names. Ken Block, for example. Ken Block, I'm going to hold this up, David. Let me know if I'm doing it correctly. Ken Block is known for a brand called Hoonigan.
Yes.
Tell us about Hoonigan, how it ties into the automotive space, and how he has become a supporter of your efforts.
Well, Hoonigan is a brand. Ken, he actually started one of the founders of DC Shoes.
Sure.
And he got into, he's from Long Beach. He has a Hoonigan is out of Long Beach, and which we intend to go to some of those high schools. And basically, he inspires these young kids in a very big way. They want to be like him. They want to find out what he's doing.
He's a social media phenom.
He is the social media phenom. Okay, a lot of Fortune 500 companies bring their social media people to watch his videos. He's surrounded himself with some great people. He's got a great team. It's a whole production.
And he is, I'll call him a gearhead, I guess.
Yes, he's a gearhead, and he can drive. He likes to drive, and he's all about the lifestyle. He created the brand,
right?
And he's just now he's starting to support Prime Motivation,
which has got to be incredibly inspiring.
It's exciting
that you have someone of his stature.
I've been looking for someone for 8 years, like a Ken Block,
right?
And just recently, we've been able to connect up with one of his guys. Chase, John, I met him at an Edelbrock show.
Sure.
And he got it. He said, yeah, let's get on the campus.
And some other well-established brands. Yes. You have Performance, K&N at Performance Air Filters. Yes. You brought props. I couldn't be happier. Tell me about this mad scientist. Who do they represent?
Yes, VP Racing Fuels.
Right.
And it's funny, we actually have a scientist, named Ron Ferguson on our team, and he comes out, he brings a Back to the Future DeLorean.
I like it.
Yes, and that excites the kids. You want to know what we're doing on campus. We basically bring a few vehicles, cool vehicles. It's got to fit. The kids, you got to have, but believe it or not, they even like old cars.
Right.
It's not just the new. You have the electric cars coming in now,
yes.
Hybrids. But the cars start, we also bring a DJ for the excitement. We talk, we let them come on, we bring production. So although it's mostly automotive that draws cars, we do talk about other things, whether if you want to be a DJ, like kids want to be DJs.
So let me ask you, you've got these kids on these tours, you've brought them in, the DJ's there, the products are there. How do you convert them? How do you get them to say, okay, I get it, I like it, I want to sign up?
What happens is good question, we bring partners in, we bring the community colleges right next to us, we bring the businesses, whether it be even a clothing company, even Hoonigan,
Whatever it takes.
Because there's jobs, there's marketing, there's sales, obviously mechanics, but there's engineers, there's so many jobs that are in the automotive space. A lot of people, they don't understand that, including the administration.
So where do you go from here? You're obviously onto something. You got these 9 community colleges signed up, allowing these kids to come onto campus for these tours. There are 113 community colleges in California. I don't know if they all have automotive programs, but how do you bring this to the next level?
Well, I think, it's partnerships. Like I said, we want to do more. We want to get more people involved so that we can go to more high schools, and place more people, because it's knowledge. If every time we go into a campus, Brad, we're affecting 50 to 100 schools, 50 to 100 students. And we engage them, obviously, with the social media. We're able to connect with them. We have a person that was vice president of Intel. He's now on our team, so we can.
That's fantastic.
So we're able to connect the dots.
Sure. If you want to learn more about the program that Bill Montgomery is talking about so passionately, you can go to the website of Prime Motivation, simply primemotivation.com. Thank you for what you're doing for the kids. My name is Brad Pomerantz. You are watching us on Local Edition.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think we're afternoon. Good to see you all. Thanks for having me, Garrett. Thank you for that kind introduction. I don't have some fabulous, flowery beautiful speech lined up for you today. We have had a hard week. Our country has had a hard week. And the victims, the families of the victims of this past week have had an experience that I don't think many can imagine. And so I know that the country, I know all of you, and from me and my family, our hearts go out to the victims from here in DC, but also from up in Philadelphia. I got a chance to meet with a few of the victims, and it's numbing. You can't imagine one night you're ready to see your loved one, and the next night you're in a hotel trying to get information from the FAA and the NTSB. So my heart goes out to them. I'm going to talk to you about, I think, the issues that you care about, but if I could do one thing first, I want to talk about what happened, because I imagine a lot of you didn't drive here. Many of you probably flew here, I would imagine. And so I want to talk about a little bit about what happened, and then we're going to talk about surface transportation. But when we look at the air crash in DC, we're going to have to look at what happened in the tower. Before this crash took place, you had a consolidation of two air traffic controller positions. One was for helicopters, one was for aircraft, for airplanes. Those positions were consolidated into one before this crash took place. So I'm going to look at the policies and the procedures inside the tower, why that happened, how they get the authority, and we're going to pull that authority back to make sure that we have the right policies in place inside our towers to make sure when you fly, you're safe. Many of you have heard that we don't have enough air traffic controllers. We need to surge more of them into the system. Listen, you know expertise well. You don't get expertise by flipping a switch. It's going to take us time to get more air traffic controllers in the space. But we have a plan in place that's going to allow us to surge that. We're going to announce that in the next couple of days. But I also think we have to look at, I'm all about the military being well-trained. I think I'm a supporter of the military, and a well-trained military, and the best and brightest in the military. But we also have to look at missions that are flown in the DC airspace, and potentially a mission that's flown, and I don't know this yet, we're going to hopefully find this out, but if they had night vision goggles, flying a mission like that at 9 o'clock at night and not at 1 o'clock in the morning is unacceptable. You can fly that mission at a different time. And the Black Hawk helicopters, they were told that there was a landing American airline flight, and they told the tower that they had visual sight of the airplane and they would maintain visual separation. They had told the tower that twice, and they didn't. And they flew right into the landing path of this airplane. They have a flight deck, a max elevation of 200 feet. They're flying at 300 feet where this crash took place. We have to take a real look at the safety around this airspace and the airspace around the country. And again, we can fly training missions at a different time of night. And if we have generals who are flying in helicopters for convenience through this airspace, that's unacceptable. Get in a damn Suburban and drive. You don't need to take a helicopter. We need a whole upgrade of the airspace. I had a conversation with Elon Musk yesterday. He's a pretty remarkable guy. He thinks differently than I think probably a lot of us do, but he has access to the best technological people, the best engineers in the world. We're going to remake our airspace, and we're going to do it quickly, and we have the support of the Congress, I think, right now to say, you know what, we're using like 1960s World War II technology in much of the components of the airspace. We're going to upgrade it and make sure that America has the most innovative, technologically advanced air system, air traffic control system that's going to make it safer, and it's going to make it more efficient. And so that's the mission that we have on the FAA side. But as we saw what happened this week, we refocused. There's been a lot of priorities at the department, a lot of priorities that I might disagree with. Some of you may love, some of you may hate them, but the only mission of our department is safety. That is the founding principle in which we were formed, and we are back on the mission of safety. And I know for all of you, this is a year, I think, of safety as well, if I heard Garrett say that right. So I think we're all on the same page. And so I want to talk about surface transportation. I did come to talk about surface transportation. And I want to start off by telling you what the president told me when he gave me this job. He said he cares about a lot of things, but the three things he mentioned is fixing the airspace, number one. Number two, he said that the average price of a car in America is $48,000, and the average teacher on a teacher's salary can't afford to buy the average price of a brand new car in America. Cars cost too much. And then third, he said, I want to build American infrastructure. I want to build big and beautiful roads and bridges across the country that connect our people, that move our products. I want us to build again in this country. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this either, but then he said, if I could pick, and I don't want to offend Pete Hegseth or Kristi Noem or anyone else, but he did say if I could pick one department that I could be the secretary of, and he said, well, I want to be the president. I want to be the president. But if I could pick one department, I would want to be the Secretary of Transportation, because our president's a builder, and he wants me to help you build more and build faster and build bigger and probably more beautifully as well. So that is the mission. We want to, and we're going to have to partner together to figure that out. How do we do this? And so I do want to build more. I want to build more with less money, and I want us to build in a shorter period of time. It's taken too long to build these projects. And time is what we've seen. I think in the last 4 years, prices have gone up by, one study, was 70%. I mean, it's gotten really expensive. So we have to build more quickly. And so to that end, when I became the secretary, I rescinded the greenhouse gas emissions requirement in the National Performance Management Measures. So that's gone. I directed the DOT to identify and eliminate all Biden-era programs, policies, activities, rules, and orders that promote climate change activism and partisan goals. We're getting rid of that stuff and getting back to the basics of how can we help you build and build faster and more cost effectively. There's a paperwork bureaucracy. We're going to streamline the paperwork, but we can't do it all. But from our department's perspective, we're going to streamline the paperwork bureaucracy in which you all have to deal with as you do these projects. I want more time spent building and less time complying with all the paperwork requirements that come from the Department of Transportation. We want to reform the requirements around the studies and the permitting process. And some of you might go, well, how do you fix the permitting process and all the studies that have to be done? And I would say that's probably kind of hard. However, when I went through the confirmation hearing, it's interesting that both Democrats and Republicans are all complaining about how long it takes to build their projects, because infrastructure isn't Republican or Democrat, right? If there's just as many Democrats as Republicans that are telling me their project is the most important project that has to be done and should be funded by the department. Everyone wants their projects to be funded and fast-tracked. And so I think there's a real understanding right now in Congress that it's taken way too long. And that doesn't mean we shouldn't do environmental studies. That doesn't mean we shouldn't go through a permitting process. But we can't have it take as long as it's taking right now. And so I think there's a real appetite on the Hill to help us streamline this permitting process to move our projects far more quickly. And from my perspective, I want aggressive change. I don't want incremental change. I want fast change that's going to transform the way we do business. I want to use more private capital. I want more technology. And I want more innovation in your space. And from my perspective, I'm going to reward the innovators who create and find ways to better build and more effectively build the projects that you guys care so much about. And for those who innovate and are creative, I'm going to give you more freedom and I'm going to give you more money to do your projects. I also think we have to rethink the federal-state partnership. I don't know that it's been working so well. I think you guys know how to do your jobs, and I think we should rethink the way we're doing business together by giving you all a lot more autonomy, a lot more authority, a lot more freedom to do the projects that you know are important in your communities. And so that's going to take a dialogue and a back and forth that we all have to have together. But I think in this room, you have some of the best ideas and the most creative ideas. And we need those great ideas that all of you have in this room to make sure we accomplish the goal again, building big, beautiful projects that connect the country. And so I look forward to partnering with you, working with you, taking your best ideas. How do we make this more efficient, cost effective? How do we build more projects with less money? And so that's my goal. And I think maybe some of you don't agree with that, but I think most of you probably want to build more and would love to do it more cost effectively. And as we get into I've been the secretary for a week, I think. It feels like a long time. But over the course of the next weeks and months, I want us to begin that dialogue and start that partnership to make sure that we're unleashing all of you to do the great projects that serve your communities. And I look at this as, this is making people's lives better, right? What you do makes people's lives better. We're able to get to work and back home to see our loved ones more quickly. If we don't have, our systems that are delayed, or we don't sit in traffic, we get to spend maybe an extra 15 minutes, maybe an extra 45 minutes a day with the ones that we love, as opposed to listening to, music or a podcast or talk. I don't know what you listen to in the car, but whatever you're listening to in the car or on the train, or we can make people's lives better and spend time with the people they love, as opposed to, going through the grind of our transportation system. Us doing our jobs better make people's lives better and make them happier, and the quality of life improves. And so you all, with our help, are going to improve people's lives in this country. And I look forward to working with you and partnering with you and moving at the speed, not of government, but moving at the speed of Trump to make this stuff happen. So with that, thanks for having me. And I'm sorry I wasn't very flowery today, but that's the mission that we have. That's what we're going to do. I commit to you that we're going to partner and make big changes and make big strides in building out our infrastructure. God bless and thank you.
How you doing? It's Rodney Allen Rippey, and we're here in Corona, California. We're about ready to kick off the 5th Annual Global Diversity Summit fundraising event right here in the city of Corona. This is a collaboration between the Hidden Pioneers, the Orange County Mustang Club, and of course the man himself, Steve Saleen from Saleen Performance Labs. We've got VIPs like you wouldn't imagine. Check this out. Kicking it off from Mattel Hot Wheel, Bob Rosas. He was one of the legendary designers. He started Hot Wheels, and he's an engineer. He does the sketches, he did it all, and he made Hot Wheels come to life. We also have CTE instructor, the #1, the head, the best teacher of the year, right here from Corona High School. We call him Rockstar Bob. We also have Dave Koontz from KBC TV. We've got Mad Mike from Pimp My Ride. We've got so many cool people. We also have David from Skills USA. We have Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan was the mentor to C.S.I. Bill Montgomery. And I have to tell you, we are so honored to have Camilo. Camilo is the designer of the Ford F-40. We also have Emmeline King. She was the first African-American female to work at the Ford Motor Company in the design division. And we're so honored to have with us Scott Parks. He is the grandson of the founder of NHRA, Wally Parks. We've got some of the biggest, most awesome people right here for this thing. And again, this would not have been possible if it wasn't for the man himself, race car driver, designer, engineer, the man of the hour, Steve Saleen, right here in the city of Corona. All these people are here to help raise funds for the Hidden Garages television show and the Hidden Pioneers High School Tour. We've got a plan to visit 100 schools. That's only $10,000 per school. $10,000 per school budget, 100 schools, $1 million. And the cool thing about this is we've got to fly VIPs in, and hey, that budget is really modest. And so if you want to support, if you want to know more how you can help, just log on to www.hiddenpioneers.com. That's hiddenpioneers.com. I'm Rodney Allen Rippey. I'm a Hidden Pioneer, and I'm getting ready to go in here and let's kick this party off, shall we? This is the Global Diversity Summit 5th Annual right here in the city of Corona, and let's get this party started. Let's go!
Got a computer right in my hand, more than just calls, you understand. Navigation, information at my command. Those are for fools, pocket computers are cool. That's a golden rule, pocket computers are cool. Educate, communicate, all you gotta do is activate. Calculate, navigate, never gonna hesitate. Those are for fools, pocket computers are cool. That's a golden rule, pocket computers are cool. Educate, communicate, all you gotta do is activate. Calculate, navigate, never gonna hesitate. Those are for fools, pocket computers are cool. That's a golden rule, pocket computers are cool.
Hey, what's happening? It's Rodney Allen Rippey. We're here at C.S.I Performance, and I'm here with an incredible man. What's your name, sir?
I am Tim Vinito. I own Aerial Photography Studios.
We're out here at C.S.I Performance. This is the Hidden Pioneer, Hidden Garages event. We've got the Orange County Mustang Club, but you know what? We've got crews out here, people taking thousands of pictures, but the one thing that we really need is these beautiful drone shots, and that's what this gentleman's doing. So talk to me, is this a real true opportunity for young people to get involved with drones?
Absolutely, it's a huge opportunity. So a lot of people like to fly drones either commercially or recreationally, but you can do it commercially, which is what I'm doing. In order to do that,
yes,
you got to be certified by the FAA. The FAA is trying to wrap their heads around so many people that want to fly drones. You got to study for about 15 hours. You get what's called a Part 107 certification.
107, okay.
And then I have a card that allows you to fly commercially. Now, I also have insurance. I have liability insurance. I have insurance on my drone.
Right.
The drone is expensive enough that if I crash it or somebody takes it, it'll be replaced automatically.
That is wonderful. And look at this beautiful drone, state of the art. Wow. And this is amazing. And so we're looking at being able to create a real career pathway. Doing that is what the Hidden Pioneers is doing. I'm really excited. How can people find out more about you?
You can reach out to me. We have a website, Aerial Photography Studios.
There you go. Well, sir, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you coming out here. Again, this is a great event right here in C.S.I Performance, Corona, California. We got drones, we got photographers, we got video production, and we've got some real career opportunities through transportation and technology.
Hey! How's it going, everybody? These are the cool people. What did you win? Oh, she won.
I want a premium charger!
She won this right here.
Oh my goodness!
So let's go. So step up. She's next. Also, we want to give her a NASA sticker. Why not?
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Double win!
Let's do it. Double win. Okay. Winner. What are you guys? What are you competing in?
We're competing in the Skills USA, but I'm competing in the customer service.
Okay. You got flip it. Okay, customer service, cool. So here you go. Customer
Oh my
service.
goodness! I love this. I feel
This is
like
awesome. Skills service. Look, he's got his in and out burger. I'm prepared. This is great. Love the hair. Okay. I don't have it much to do, but you know, it's all good. So what'd you win?
This.
Okay, so he got the 360. Okay, that's cool. Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
What are you competing in?
It's me in 20-second elevator story.
20-second elevator story. Okay, so what's that? Now, what's that all about?
In 20-second elevator story, they give you a prompt that you have to respond to in 20 seconds. My prompt was, what does Skills USA mean to you? So I just had to memorize a pitch real quick, essentially.
And what does it mean to you?
If I could recite it, Skills USA to me represents friendship, effort, and an ode to the future. Me, my partners, friends, and classmates working together, united as one towards both the future and the present at once. That's what Skills USA is. Friendship and effort in the face of the future through the means of the present.
Nice. You know what? That was so awesome. You know what? I love it. Thank you. Keep it up. Gonna spin that wheel. Anyway, this is C.S.I Bill with Skills USA, Prime Motivation to Hidden Pioneers. It's been great. We bought all these cool cars, and he's going to win a bottle of 360 Zillion Miss World's Technology. There you go, man. Good job. Let's keep it up. Wait, what school are you from, brother?
I'm from Mayfair, sorry.
Mayfair. Okay, spin that wheel. All right. Mayfair. I like that. All right. Is everybody from Mayfair?
Most of us are from Mayfair.
Okay. What do you guys competing in?
Team engineering.
I love NASA
Team engineering. NASA sticker. Team engineering. Any more than that stickers? All right. Team engineering. Now, how many people do we have on the team? 3 engineering. Okay. The 3 stickers, NASA stickers. And let's hold them up and say what's up. Let's hold those NASA stickers up. Engineering, Mayfair in the house. Thank you guys. Keep spinning that wheel. We got more.